Let's go to the second method, which in my opinion is a very good method. In this second method, we put the entire project browser handle on the basis of the parameter we want. In other words, we say to the project browser, you must handle on the basis of the parameter I give you. How do we do this? It's very interesting. Guys, here in the project browser, if you right click, it has a button called Browser Organizations. If I click on it, it tells me that, for example, I handle the view on the basis of the discipline. For example, I handle the view on the basis of the discipline. You can't handle the sheets on the basis of anything. You see that there are a different parameter here. For example, I can handle it on the basis of the sheet prefix. I can handle it on the basis of the issue state. But by default, it is on the current stage. The same goes for the meters. For example, I handle them by type. For example, the meters of the windows, the meters of the doors, these may even be separated by type. What is the type of that schedule? You can also put this in the current state. Now, what do we do with view? As you can see, you can edit this and you can rename it. Or you can even give it a new handle, a new parameter, and tell it to handle on the basis of what I tell you. If I click on edit here, a palette will open for me. Here I can see what this discipline is based on. In the grouping that I come to, it says that I come to the views first on the basis of the discipline, then on the basis of their family and type. Discipline and then family and type here, it explains to me what discipline I should handle it on. Now, if I want to completely change this discipline, I have to create a new one here. I say a new discipline that I tell you now on the basis of what, you might ask, on the basis of what parameters. I'm supposed to come here to arrange the view. I create a new discipline and I name it, for example, for sort. This is what we have. It says, well, what do I handle it on? Here in the grouping, it says on the basis of what? When you open this, it has a number of parameters on the basis of view name and the basis of scale, on the basis of view template and title launch. On the basis of what do I handle them on? I say the parameter I want is not in these parameters. I want to have a new parameter for the views. And let's say, for example, to the views that are actually dimensions, large scale plans, I tell them dimension plans, and then Revit comes and reads this, says, well, dimension plan can also be handled. Then I go, for example, to the views and the furniture plans. I give the parameters, I name it furniture plan, then Revit reads this again and takes these into the handle. I have to create a parameter of my own. What do I do? Now I say okay, and so on. How do I create a parameter first? First, I have to create a parameter specified for the views. Then I come here. That is, I have to be here at the end to come and say, I come here in manage. And here I have project parameter. I can create a parameter for this project myself, create a new parameter. When this palette opens, you can edit the existing parameter with it, or you can delete this option, or you can create a new parameter. A new parameter, I click on new here and new parameter is created. I create a new parameter. You may not be familiar with this parameter properties palette. How do I even create a new parameter? I explained this to you at the beginning. Above this, you must specify whether the parameter you are creating is a project parameter or a shared parameter. These are two different from each other. If you create a project parameter, that is a parameter that is in the project. You can't give the parameter to a family, but you can't move this parameter between projects or share it. This is something you will get back in a project. For example, suppose I want to create a room tag. A room tag and the parameter I want to show that room tag to is not a parameter that is in the default parameters of Revit, such as name, size, and etc. It's not even a part of them. That is a new parameter. Something I want this room tag to show that Revit does not have this parameter. So what do I have to do? I have to go to that room tag family and create a new parameter. Then I load the family in a project. Then I load the new room tag in a project. Do I have that parameter in the project that I want to write a text for it, a number for it? That parameter must have a value. It must have a quantity. It can be a text, it can be a size, it can be a number. Here you define the type yourself. Do I even have the parameters in the project that I have to give it a value so that the family reads the value and shows it in the project? No. In this case, what do I have to use? I have to use the share parameter. As you can see in the description, the share parameter can be shared between different projects and families, but the project parameter cannot do this. But the shared parameter can. Guys, the topic of the shared parameter is a bit extended. In a future video, I will talk about the shared parameters. I will try to give you a complete explanation of it, but because we want to create this parameter, but in general, in this way, we usually have a shared parameter for this project, and we assign different parameters to it. Now I will go to the project parameter. We will talk about the share parameter separately later. I will create a parameter for this project. What is its name? I will say its name is category. I want the view to be linked to the parameter called category. I will write a category here, the name of this parameter. It says your parameter should be in type or in distance. So you probably know the difference. Type means that the parameter should be in edit type or any category you want, or it should be in properties. Instance means properties. Properties can be here. You know that if you want to change a parameter individually for each object, it is better to have it in an instance. But if you want to change it as a group, it's better to have it in edit type or type. Now I want to be able to specify each view individually. For example, what is this category? What is the dimension of the furniture? So I definitely have to put this in the instance here. If it asks you about the data type, it says this is a parameter. The date that you want to give this parameter, you want to enter the parameter. What is its type? What is its text? What is its angle, length, or slope? I say it is text. It is something I want to write for this parameter. Let's go back here. It says what categories do you want to give this parameter to? It means what categories do you want to give this parameter to? So when you select them in their instance, what do you want to give these to? Views. I want to give the parameters to views. Here I type in double view, and here I type in views. I say I want to give this to views instance. So far, so good. I came here and selected project parameter. I put its name category, I put its instance, and that is its properties. And from here, guys, it's very important that you select the data type correctly. For example, if this is on tool, I can write anything for its number. If it's on angle, it is an angle. It should be in a text. It may be different from each parameter. But for this parameter, because I want to write something, I put in text. Here, I actually select what categories I want to give this parameter to. It means select a few categories. I only want to have the views now, and I will click on OK. Here you see that it created a parameter for me. I click on OK. I think now if I select a view, I should see the parameter in the properties. You see it is in here. A parameter has been added, named category, which is also empty in front of it. I can write anything here. The parameter is for all views. how easy it is to create a parameter in a project. It is very, very easy, guys. Creating this parameter in a project is very useful for you. We will talk about the program later because it's very useful in the projects. Now let's go to this topic. I come here and say these plans of mine, these 3 plans of mine, what do they depend on? Dimension plans, right? Here for the category, I will write dimension plan. Now, when I select these 3 views, the dimension plan should be the flooring. I select the view, I write in front of it flooring plan. I will open furniture, I will select the plan, I write the furniture plan, let's say. My plans are these, I don't complete them now. I have to say to project browser based on this parameter that I created, create views. I come here, click browse organization. Here I create a new parameter called for sort edit. I go to the grouping and sorting. I say based on the category or views, you can see this parameter has been added to my views. I say based on the category or views, edit my views. I click on OK. Now I come back to the discipline and I click on for sort. I say based on this edit. When I click on OK, did you see what happened? It completely changed. Here I have 3 edits. I open dimension plan, flooring plan, and furniture plan. Maybe you're asking where is the rest of the views? It is in the question mark. Why is it in the question mark? Because I didn't write anything for the rest of the views. If the parameter is empty, it will be in a question mark. Let's go back to the first state. I click on discipline again. It will be like this. Did you see? So I will say no, I don't want discipline. When I click on architectural, it says you have these edits. I duplicate them from the view. I put them in the editor and duplicated them. I can also add parameters and easily select the views. I give this parameter to it. Then I come here and say based on this parameter, the views should also be edited. It can be like this. Now I can open this and say, for example, these are the elevations. I come here and write in the category the overall elevations. You see, it is separated parameter. I select these. I say, for example, these are STR plans. These are structural plans, and I select these. I say these are RCP plans. Then I can select these. I say these are WIP plans, the ones I'm working on. Then I can select these. I say, what is this category? This is 3D. It is 3D view. Anything I want, I can name it. I don't want these plans anymore. These are the MEP plans. Here for a site plan, you can put separate folder and put it in the WIP. Here you can do something interesting. For example, you can open this list. You can put anything you want in this list. It will be in the WIP folder. You may ask, what is the difference? Actually, there is no difference here. Here it is easier to open a folder, for example. What did I do for this new project? We defined these 2 parameters. One is a category and the other is a subcategory. We said, based on these 2 parameters, you can make a folder here in this category, here in the subcategory. Based on these 2 parameters, you can make a folder. It means your hands are freer for you. So you can make a folder based on these 2 parameters. If you make a folder based on discipline, you duplicate the edit type and name it here. There is no floor plan. So I'm more free to I can make any kind of folder I want. I like this method more. I think it's more professional method. You should learn this method and use it in your projects. There is no difference. You can use the method or that method. I recommend it. I do recommend this method better. I always use this one. I think it's an interesting method and it's way easier. First, you define a new parameter for view. Then you click here and create a new folder. Then you go to edit and name it based on the parameter. Be careful. If you don't have a view, you can put it in a folder with this question mark. Now, there is no category for this view. I can write here sections. It will be like this. This is my project browser folder here. For views, actually. Now we have this folder for sheets. Let's say the dimension plan is in one folder and the flooring plan is in another folder, elevation is in another folder. When you have many sheets, it is very hard to find which dimension is which and which flooring is which. For sheet, it's most important to make this folder. You can define a new parameter for sheet and make this folder. We will talk about this in the next video.